Facebook. How are you guys doing? It's been so long. Am I right? Well, I haven't really been able to broadcast for 2 months, and I was pretty much just let out of Facebook jail. So I came to ask you guys, what do you think is going to happen tomorrow? Are we going to win? Republicans going to win? What's going to happen? Well, I'll give you my thoughts. I think Republicans are going to pull it out. I think it's going to be a little hard, though, because we already know, like in Pennsylvania and some of these other states are saying, oh, it's going to be contested. You know, we're not going to know that evening. We got to count all the votes. Everything's going to come in. So I shouldn't say contested, but they're going to delay it. But I do think there will be really key races, governor races, Senate races that are going to be contested. But I think we're going to end up, I'm optimistic. I don't know about you guys. Tell me what you think in the comments, but I'm optimistic that we're going to see this red wave we've been talking about for a while. But anyways, you know, I got like a series of I just think there's a lot that's coming though, that I don't think a lot of people are talking about, because as much as people think that it's going to be, and I think it's going to be great. I mean, obviously I think the American people are going to essentially tap the brakes on just, you know, we like balance of power. American people like balance of power. If there's a president, there's a Democrat, we like a Republican House and Senate. We just like that balance. But, you know, it's interesting because as much as I think there's going to be a red wave, unfortunately, you know, like we had when we had Clinton or Obama, you have these seasons where we really can't do much with legislation, you know, because it's going to ultimately be vetoed. But I think we will see a lot of House committee investigations. I think in the same way there's been this, I'm just going to say J6 committee that the Democrats have been leading. I think we might actually see some Republican committees that are going to come out and really investigate, you know, I think Hunter and President Biden's business dealings. I think we're gonna want to find out what is going on with people who've been detained from J6. I can't say it, otherwise, you know, the algorithm and stuff. I think that, you know, I think we'll see even just things around like medical sovereignty, like our ability, what can we do, what can we not do. I think we're going to see a lot of investigations from the House. I even think we could see a potential, I don't want to say the I word, because again, I don't want this to be, it's so hard. My reach doesn't go anywhere anymore. I'm really squashed, but I do think we'll see the president, if he's fit for office, conversations like that. So there's a lot of, I think, exciting things. I think there's a lot of Republican women leadership that is going to win. And we're going to see a lot more women sitting in House seats that are Republicans. So I think that's really exciting as well. But, you know, one of the things I don't know if anybody's thinking about is really just the warnings. Ignore that for a second. Of what's going on in the economy. And, you know, even though we had 2 quarters back to back, come through and say, you know, we had negative GDP growth, that I think we're going to end up, they didn't label it a recession because technically it should have been a recession, and they didn't label it that. I really think, how do I say this? Basically, the consequences of rampant government spending, honestly, not just even with Democrats. I mean, it's been insane the last, you know, year and a half, but even under, this has been going on since Bush, Obama. We had COVID with Trump. Trump was doing such a great job. Then we had COVID, everything shut down, all this government spending. And then with Biden, it's just been like, you know, the gas pedals down with government spending. But I really think that the consequences of those poor choices are going to be tried to laid at the feet of Republicans. That's what I think. I think once Republicans are in power, the label of a recession, potentially even a depression into next year, I think it's going to be very difficult economically. And I think all those warning signs are there. I think there's a lot going on right now in Brazil with the fate of that election. And let's not forget BRICS, which is trying to happen. Brazil, Russia, India, South South Africa. There's another one in there. Anyways, these nations that are trying to come together to create their own currency. We've got that looming. Japan, also not enough people are talking about Japan's economy. They can't actually raise interest rates. So as America, as the Fed raises interest rates, a lot of other countries, central banks, are raising their interest rates to keep pace so that the value of their dollar keeps up with ours to the best of ability. Japan actually can't do that. I was reading an article the other day. I wanted to say it was like around 74% of mortgages are adjustable rate mortgages on homes. They can't afford to do that. They have, of the top 10 banks, I think 3 are in Japan. There's a lot of money that's in Japan, and they can't afford to raise interest rates. And so that's a whole different area. And then we also see potentially the breakup of the euro with Italy and their new prime minister. So there's a lot that's going on economically globally that if one of those things triggers, there's a lot of implications for America and for our dollar that nobody's really talking about. And so I kind of have this feeling that as we go into next year, a lot of this blame's going to be put on Republicans. And so, and I know the American people are smart enough, but I don't think the left thinks the American people are smart enough to realize that. So anyways, I just want to get on here and throw a couple of these different ideas out there before midterms, you know, some of my futurist predictions. Actually, if you want, I kind of wrote them all down because I have so many of them and I just got to get them out of my head and write them down. But if you want to go check them out, you can go to my website. It's Follow Sadies. So FOLLOW, Sadies, SADIES.com, and then /future. I'll put the link in the description later, but I really want you guys to go check it out. Please tell me what you're thinking. What do you see coming? Because as much as it's exciting, I just want to make sure, you know, we got to keep in mind, this is a 6-year campaign. This is not midterms and hey, yay. It is literally a 6-year campaign that not only do we have to win midterms to stop essentially the U.S. ship of state from going over a waterfall cliff, but we also need to do that's midterms. Is just stop, just stop the spending, stop these crazy policies. 2024 would be turning the ship around, okay? And then trying to go back where we came. There's so many checks that we've written that we can't unwrite. I really think most of these dominoes that are set up are really designed to push us towards CBDCs, towards central bank digital currencies. That's what I think most of these crazy decisions are globally, is really designed to collapse the economies of the world so that we'll rebuild with a central bank digital currency backed by something like an investment fund or by gold. So anyways, that's part of some of these predictions I write a lot about in my little document that I want to just kind of get out there. But what we're really looking at, 2024 turns it around. 2026, which would be another midterm year, is really designed to shore up any type of policy that we need to turn into legislation, and really just solidify things like, I can't even say some of these words without getting flagged, but y'all know what I'm saying. It's just like medical autonomy, you know, I want to say election integrity. Hopefully that doesn't get this, you know, pushed down in the rankings, but things like that. And also too, I don't know if you saw the broadcast we did with John Graves. I was on with Lance. I want to say it was last Friday, and today I think we had John on. And, you know, he's really talking about, there's like 3 different states. I want to say it's Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan, I think, that they have Republican governors that are really close to winning. And if they win there, that means that election integrity is shored up in those states. So there's a lot of that's on the ballot this time too for midterms. So anyways, I just want to encourage you to, you know, get out there and vote. Make sure, you know, you're talking to people about voting. Make sure you're giving people voting guides if they need them. John's got a great text thing where I think you text your 2-letter state. I think it's 80550, and you text your state abbreviation, and it'll send you back your voter guide for your state. At least I think for like Senate and governor or something like that. Maybe, I don't know if it'll do Congress, but anyways, go check it out. Get informed. If you haven't voted already, make sure you go vote, and encourage other people to vote. I was telling them, like, hair salon girl the other day, like, hey, are you voting? She's like, oh yeah, you know, I need a voter guide though. Like, I'm not sure who I should be voting for. So it's conversations like that it's like people that know you, that like you, that trust you. Make sure you're talking to people about it, because most of those types of election decisions really come from people just having general conversations. Say, have you thought about this? Do you know what that means? So anywho, it's so nice to see you guys, and hopefully this broadcast gets some views. Like I said, I can't even grow my page if I wanted to. It's like the last 2 months, they're just like, psh, like if you're an influencer at all, they're like, no, you're not anymore. I'm thinking about going back over to Twitter, which is crazy, but I'm thinking about it. Did you see that what's her name? Kathy Griffith or something like that? She got removed from Twitter because she impersonated being Elon. I thought that was so funny. I put in I don't know if you saw the post or not, but I said, you know, they should have removed her a long time ago for impersonating to be a comedian, because she's really not funny. Anywho, all right, guys. Well, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what your predictions are. Go check mine out. Oh, also, I'm going to start a podcast soon. That's also on my heart to do. I'll probably talk about some of those things, talk about other things, maybe some spiritual things, political things, economic things. So I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to call it A Voice for Liberty. And I'm going to try to record podcasts this coming weekend, or maybe this week. And I want to start maybe dropping 1 or 2 a week. So check it out. And like I said, let me know what you guys think is coming. Like, so after midterms, what do you think we're going to see over the next 2 years? Because as exciting as it is to have this idea of a red wave that's coming, I think a red wave is coming. It is still an uphill battle. And so I just want to make sure everybody's down for the long haul. You know, this isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. So we got to have our running shoes on, and we got to keep persevering. But I think there's a lot of hope on the horizon. So I'm very excited, and hope you guys are too. All right, everybody, get out there and vote, encourage people to vote, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.